this next part will prove Brendan Dassey's confession that led to him phoning his mum on the 13th of May. Will prove that it was rehearsed, completely rehearsed. I'm not trying to prove anything here in the sense of people don't already know that, but yeah. So right, so this is the part now that'll prove that that it was rehearsed and it wasn't a continuous freely given confession. And again, there's no doubt here. There's no doubt. But this will prove. And I don't know if anyone's picked up on this. I'm sure they have. I'm sure they must have done. But this is clear evidence that it was pre-orchestrated. It was pre-rehearsed. And the tone, it's not questioning. It's rehearsed, and you can clearly see that. And any psychologist will be able to pick that up in the first 5 seconds. You know that it's rehearsed and it's not a genuine interview.
Without Len Kaczynski being present.
I was told by your attorney that you wanted to talk to us.
So, on May 13th, these investigators, they think they're going to get gold. They think they're going to get a confession from Brendan that is going to be a game changer. It's going to have even more details. It's going to lead them to new information. And that Brendan is now going to be their star witness. But what do they get instead? They get crap.
At what point did you put her cell phone and camera
And that,
purse and stuff in there?
and the time is 10:51, 13th of the 5th, 2006, and that's at 10 to 11 a.m. That's rehearsed. What you're not seeing as well, you're not seeing when the camera's off. You're only seeing this. You're not seeing when the camera's off and they've got Brendan on his own and they're telling him what to say. They're threatening, intimidating. That's not what that's not what you're seeing. And if they're like this on camera, what they're like off camera, when no one's around, when he's in their custody, what they're saying to him off camera, this is rehearsed. And this next part will prove that very point.
Honestly, yes or no, did you see him do it? Don't lie about it. If you did, good. If you didn't, good.
Now this is where Brendan shows his age, and this is where he shows his confusion on not sure what to say, because now Mark is asking him a second time to make it look like Brendan is really giving that statement off his own back, when really it's not. Now what Mark's banking on here, he's banking on Brendan saying yes, but Brendan is confused to what to say now. He doesn't know if Mark's being genuine, and like a 16-year-old kid would react, he's answering honestly. Just because he thinks Mark is being genuine. What Mark's really hoping now, and he is, and he was at that time, he was hoping Brendan would say yes, but Brendan, proving his age, proving his honesty, proving he's got nothing to hide, answers honestly and says no. And Mark gets frustrated by that, and you'll see that in a second.
See him do that.
Mark wants Brendan to say yes, and Brendan says no now. Now watch Mark's reaction here. There, he's frustrated. He's frustrated. Mark didn't want that. Mark wanted a yes, but Brendan answered honestly, and he was confused. But Mark asked him a second time to make it look like Brendan failed to give that, and his frustration shows right there.
But he obviously doesn't know what to say, and is obviously saying whatever he thinks.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. And anyone with any logic will think the same.
And the resulting story is widely different than what he said on March 1st. What's happening is he's just generating more and more conflicting statements and essentially muddying up the state's case.
So they come up with a plan, and the plan is to persuade Brendan to call his mother later that evening and to talk to her about his role in the offense.
That's right. Right, now please look at the layout of the table, right, for people who may not have picked up on this. The layout of this table, Mark is sat forward, Brendan is there, Tom, Vice Brendan is there. There's a piece of paper there, and there's like a binder on the left hand side, and the time is 10:59, 13th of the 5th, 2006. Because you've lied to us so far, right? He wants an admission that he's lied so far. That's what he wants. Probably tonight, right? So that conversation, that confession took place twice. The first time, you know, I'm not too sure if it was because of all the frustration.
About his role in the offense.
Right, so this confession, this context of this confession took place on the same day, an hour apart. The first time he comes out with this rehearsed statement, this rehearsed questioning, you know, was at 11 o'clock, 13th of the 5th or 6th, and when are you going to tell your mum about this? Probably next time I see her. And again, he wants an admission there off Brendan. He wants an admission. Look at the layout of the table as well. Mark sat forward. Brendan's there, looking down, looking, you know how he would be in that position. You know, scared. Really scared. You know, not knowing what to say. In the claws. You know of these two. These two. To Brendan, scary people, and that's exactly how Brendan would have felt at that time. And Mark here wants admission that he's lied. Tom sat there, Mark's there, papers there. Look at the layout of the table. Probably tonight. So now Mark wants Brendan, and this is not something that's not known. Obviously, there's no question here of anything. Of Brendan's guilt. No, certainly not. Anyone with any logic, would not question this. Anyone who doesn't question this is obviously not watching it, or supporting these criminals. And that's exactly what they are. That's exactly what they are. And there's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. So. Right, so now he wants Brendan to phone his mum, and it's recorded, and like the gentleman said, they want Brendan to phone, so it's on record that he's admitted it. Now this is the in-court evidence here. This is the in-court evidence. That's what I've got showed in court. But that's at 6 minutes past 12 on the 13th of the 5th. That's an hour later after the one you've just seen a second back. Now look at the layout of the table. Mark is sat back. He's got notes in his hand there. Two pieces of paper there. Tom Fassbender now is sat there, more to his left. The binder's in place there. Brendan is still sat there. Piece of paper there. So it's a completely different layout, but it's the same context of conversation. So this proves that it was rehearsed. It wasn't freely given, and the context of what Mark says next, prove that it was rehearsed. It wasn't freely given, and the purpose of it was to get Brendan to confess, to make that phone call, so they've got it on tape, so they can play it in court, and looks like this brutal, rapist, murderer, has committed this horrific crime, is now admitting this horrific crime to his mum. Are you going to do that? When are you going to do that? Tonight, right? So play that again a second, because this is very important, because this proves, and again, I'm sure I'm not saying anything new here, but I'm doing this for people who haven't picked up on this. When are you going to tell your mum? Look at the time. 10:59. Probably tonight. Probably tonight. That word, probably tonight.
Coming from you rather than from me. Can you do that?
And now in court at 12:06, the same conversation, the same context, yet this is supposed to be freely given, confession, admission, the layout's completely different, but it's the same context of conversation. When are you going to do that? Tonight.
At the time that you suggested to Brendan that he call his mother, you knew that calls from...
I'll just play it again. I'm sorry for playing it again. You know, you've got it. Of course you are. But I feel I've not explained it properly, for my understanding, to make sure that I've explained it right. Probably tonight.
Don't you think she'd like to hear it coming from you rather than from me?
And that's at 11. And look at the time. It's the same conversation, it's the same confession, which clearly shows it's rehearsed, and any psychologist will be able to, as they say, well, anyone who is observant will know that it's rehearsed and that's not a freely given confession. The purpose was to get Brendan to phone his mom at night to confess to this, completely against the law, completely illegal, completely not a confession, not a freely given confession, and this proves here that it was rehearsed. You're not seeing what happens off camera because it's the same context, apart from the first time when Max says, when you're going to tell her. The first time at 11 o'clock, Brendan Dassey says, probably tonight. The second time at 6 minutes past 12, Brendan Dassey says, tonight. It's the same conversation. And in the first one, Mark Wiegert says, makes reference to us. It's better coming from you. It's better coming from you than us. And then in this one, an hour later, probably be a good idea before we tell her. So it's the same. You're not going to have that confession in twice in the same. For instance, you will have it. Maybe like, for instance, if Brendan Dassey said, yes, I did do it, and then Mark Wiggins says, are you sure? Yes, I did do it. You get it in a double kind of sense there, but not the same context conversation, not the same when you're going to tell her, and then he says tonight. You're not going to get that an hour apart if it's a freely given confession. So this alone here proves that Brendan Dassey did not freely give anything. It was for years. The purpose of this was so that Brendan Dassey would phone his mum and confess to this, and that's what they wanted. That's not a confession. Anyway, I think I'll leave that one there because I just wanted to do this to prove. And again, I'm not saying anything new here. There's no question about this. There's no question of anyone's guilt apart from the people who are sat there, the people who are in charge of the courts, the people who are in charge of the police, the people who are in charge, of the district attorneys and the attorney generals. These are people that make the decisions. The people that, for instance, Judge Willis, Judge Hazelwood, these are people what are in charge of what gets brought into court, what gets rejected, and these are people who have things to hide. It's the state of Wisconsin, it's the district attorney Dennis Vogel, Mark Rower, it's going right from 1985 to 1995, 2003, the lawsuit to Teresa Halbeck. That's where it's going, right up to the Wisconsin Attorney General. And not only that, in 1995, when they had knowledge of Gregory Allen, when they had DNA fingernails, and they could exempt Stephen Avery. Stephen Avery had an alibi that what even looked to. The people that actually stood in front of him in court are the people who are in the decisions of what gets rejected and what not. 1995, the Wisconsin judge, rejected a new trial. The Courts of Appeal rejected it. The Supreme Court of Wisconsin rejected it. Yet they had evidence. Then, for a new trial. They knew then that Gregory Allen was the suspect. They knew in 1985 that Stephen Avery did not commit that crime. Now that is injustice. When they've known all along, since 1985, Anyway, I'll leave that there because I'm going to do more of these, and I don't want them to be, the kind of overly, run type of thing. Because I don't want people to watch them. Because I do think I've got some good points that people that may not necessarily pick up on. I think it's a good point. And this one here is, I think, is a good point because it proves the same conversation took place an hour apart, which proves it was complete manipulation, and they wanted that confession. Anyway, I'll leave it there.